Hey everyone, welcome back to the Utz Gang Soldier channel. Today is Friday, and that means we've got another great review for you. We're going to take a look at two more members of the Kettle Classic family, the Dark Russet and the Salt and Malt Vinegar Kettle Classic. The Dark Russet was actually a viewer request from a long time ago, and I apologize for it taking this long to get around to reviewing it, but I wanted to get through all the main flavors that we have here at Utz Quality Foods before we started doing some of the other more exotic flavors, aka the Dark Russet potato chip. It is a great one. I hope you're going to enjoy today's review, but before we get to that, I want to mention again that actually yesterday I uploaded a video of the newly designed Ripple potato chip, and just like last week, the newly designed original potato chip as well. The bag looks great. Definitely check out both of those videos so you can see what the future of Utz Quality Foods is going to look like. Now, on with today's review. We're going to take a look at the Dark Russet potato chip first, but before we go ahead and look at the bag, I'm going to go back down memory lane and show you what it actually looked like before we redesigned the bag. As you can see, a very kind of plain bag, in my opinion. Is all just a brown color, sort of like the new color scheme. It's that dark maroonish color, but kind of plain. Definitely nothing too special about it, and I can definitely see why they redesigned the bag to where it's at now, to modernize it, give it a little more style, a little more eye-catching design, and definitely make you want to buy it more than would you want to buy this bag here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the new design of the Dark Russet Kettle Classic. Now, I must apologize, this is not a brand new unopened bag. Most like all my other reviews, I usually have a new bag for you guys to open, but my wife loves these chips, and she loves them so much that she decided to open them and start eating them before I filmed today's review. So you can all thank my wife for this not so new bag of Dark Russet potato chips, but that doesn't really affect anything. The product's still great and the bag's still the same, so we can still go ahead and review the Dark Russets. As you can see, just like the design I just showed you, that same maroon border, all of the Kettle Classics got the same design. They actually all have their own specific color. The Dark Russets obviously being the maroon, and as we get to the Salt and Vinegar, it's going to be that black. And the Kettle Classics that we reviewed a couple weeks ago was gold, and the Smokin' Sweet was red. But each one has their own specific color, so you can tell without actually having to read it. If you know what color your flavor is, go for that color. But good image on the bag of the chips, salt shaker, nutritional panel, everything just like all the other great products and bags that we have at Utz. Now, you look in there, there's your nice looking chips. You pull one of these chips out. First impressions is you're going to say to me, that chip looks burnt, Jason. Because, as you see, they're all like a dark brown color. They look like they're burnt. That's a common misconception with the Dark Russet potato chip. These are not burnt or overcooked potato chips. What is actually happening here is they are overcooking them a little bit, but not enough to burn the chip, but to actually caramelize the natural sugar that is in the potatoes. And that's what's giving them that nice dark brown color. That's not a burnt potato chip, that's actually caramelized sugar. And if you've experimented in chemistry class, when sugar burns, it turns brown. So caramelized sugar, not burnt potato chips, and it's definitely going to give them a very unique flavor. You sort of get a kind of a smoky, sweet flavor to these because of the caramelized sugar that's in them. So it's a very unique flavor compared to just the regular Kettle Classic. Yes, these are just the regular Kettle Classic chips that have the caramelized sugar in it, but it definitely, what happens to the sugar when it reaches that temperature definitely makes these chips extremely good. And I'm just curious at how they came to this point where they had the Dark Russet potato chips. It's almost like they were experimenting with the potatoes and maybe overcooked the batch just a little bit for the sugar to caramelize, and they tried them and fell into something that's delicious, because I definitely recommend them. They are my wife's favorite. As you can see, she wouldn't even let me film a review before she dove into them, so I definitely recommend Dark Russets if you have not tried them. Now, one of my personal favorites is the Salt and Malt Vinegar Kettle Classic. Now, what's special about these, unlike the regular salt and vinegar potato chips, they're just seasoned with regular vinegar. Now, this is malt vinegar that gets seasoned on these Kettle Classic chips. Very, as we say, old English style. It's a very old-fashioned style to use malt vinegar, but it gives it a very unique and very good flavor. You must like vinegar to like, obviously, these salt and vinegar chips, which I love salt and vinegar potato chips, and these are my personal favorite of the salt and vinegar that we have. I like these a lot better than the regular salt and vinegar. Not that it's not good, but the malt vinegar definitely gives it an extremely unique flavor. And dating brings me back to my childhood days where we'd go to the beach and they'd have the boardwalk French fries, and we'd always get them with malt vinegar on them. So it sort of reminds me of eating some salt and malt French fries, but very good. If you've never tried them, I definitely recommend them. They are delicious. And these, like I said before, this is the black design. Got the good image of the salt and the malt, all the same exact, everything else that you get with the other bags. Let's go ahead, open these up and take a look. You get knocked down with the smell of malt vinegar. Malt vinegar has a little bitter taste to it and a little bitter smell to it as well, and you can definitely smell the malt vinegar compared to the regular vinegar that would be on the regular potato chips. But there they are. Nice looking bag of chips. Once again, that nice thick kettle cut potato chip, you're going to get a great crunch from it. And I just need to mention once again that all the kettles are cooked in peanut oil, so if you do have a peanut allergy, you're going to want to avoid the kettle chips. But if you don't, these are delicious. I love a great crunchy potato chip. That's why the kettles are some of my favorites. And I definitely recommend picking up a bag of the salt and malt if you're a fan. One last thing I forgot to mention, I do have a picture of the original salt and malt vinegar bag. As you can see, sort of like the Russet and like the others, very kind of plain. Just basically a black bag design. Did have the salt and malt shakers on the front, but kind of plain, nothing too spectacular. And I can definitely see why they redesigned it to the new modern design that we have today. But there you are, two great members of the Kettle family, Dark Russet and Salt and Malt. If you've never tried them, definitely give them a try. They are both great members of the Kettle Classic family. Thanks for watching today's review. Make sure you check out all the other great reviews on the channel. There's a lot of great videos, and there's a lot of great videos to come. Next week, I'm going to try to put up a special video early in the week of more on the route stuff, because you guys have been asking for it, and I know I haven't filmed one in a while, so we're going to do some more out on the route stuff next week, and we'll have another great review next Friday as well. If you're a Twitter user, you can follow me at UtzGangSoldier. Thanks for watching once again. Thanks for all the likes, the comments, all the old and new subscribers. It's been great lately, and we're closing in on 200, so keep up the good work. You guys keep watching, and I'll keep making the great videos for you. Remember, it's Utz against them, and it's crunch time. Dark Russet crunch time. Caramelized sugar.